All right, the House Oversight Committee joining the Treasury Department in investigating claims that Minnesota tax dollars were sent to a terror-based group in Somalia. And even the Washington Post is calling out Governor Tim Walz for his role in the scandal. Quote, the governor is not helping himself by refusing to take responsibility for the welfare fraud that happened in plain sight during the pandemic. Fox News contributor and George Washington University law professor Jonathan Turley joins us now. Professor Turley, when I look at this story, I see quotes from the defense team here that's defending some of these individuals. No one was doing anything about the red flags. And so how does this happen? Going back to 2022, there were prosecutions for this scheme, and we're just now learning about it?
Yeah, Kaylee, it's baffling. And to have Governor Walz say, well, I don't deal with abstractions, there's nothing abstract about this. In a short period of time, the number of autism centers increased by 700%. The amount of funding increased by 3,000%. I mean, these people were virtually taking the furniture out of the governor's mansion. And the most that Walz can say is that, well, we're a prosperous and generous state. Well, that's not going to cut it. This is not your money. And anyone who looks at those numbers, and this point was made by the Washington Post, could not help but say, wow, there is an amazing amount of fraud occurring in my state. So it's as you noted, this is belated, but it's really needed. I mean, we have to be able to hold people like Walz to account. If you burn $1 billion through sheer negligence, just blind recklessness, then there's got to be some accounting. You've got to appear and answer for these questions.
So do you think Walz will actually have to appear before the House Oversight Committee?
I think he might. And, you know, without any question, he and his administration are going to have to answer some questions, and he's going to have to do better than he did over the weekend. I mean, he basically offered a shrug and a smile. Well, there's $1 billion missing on the table, and someone's going to have to answer for it.
Yeah, taxpayer dollars potentially to terrorists. It's crazy. There's also this story, Professor Turley. There's a judge who blocked ICE from making warrantless arrests in D.C. without a flight risk proof. And that comes as California is launching a new online portal to report misconduct by the feds. You know, I want to start with the first one. This is what Judge Beryl Howe ruled. Defendant's systemic failure to apply the probable cause standard, including the failure to consider escape risk, directly violates the clear statutory requirements under the INA, that's the Immigration and Nationality Act, and DHS's implementing regulations. Is this merited? It seems like it puts handcuffs on ICE.
It does put handcuffs on ICE, and this really captures the problem that they're facing. The Biden administration opened up the southern border and let millions of people through. And people like Mayorkas said, well, we're doing everything we can. We now know that was a lie because the Trump administration shut down the southern border within weeks using the same authority Mayorkas and Biden had. But once these millions were in the country, you have many in Congress that said, well, we don't want to make it any easier to remove them. And so what ICE is looking at and what the administration is looking at are, you know, millions of people that they would now be required to get individual warrants for. And that would just reduce this to a slow crawl when they're trying to gain some ground back of what was lost during the Biden administration. Really, the Supreme Court's going to have to look at these standards. The administration is saying we should only have to show reasonable suspicion that someone's in this country illegally, and we believe these people are flight risks. This judge has good faith reasons why she said, you know, I think the law says to the contrary. The question is, where is Congress? Where's Congress to say we've got a crisis? The previous administration allowed millions of people unvetted into this country, and we have to take the system and reform it so we can move greater numbers for deportation.
You're right. Congress would be a great assist in this. And where are they? We can continue to ask that. And here's Governor Gavin Newsom. He said this: we're not going to stand by while anyone, including federal agents, abuse their authority in California. This new portal gives Californians an easy and safe way to speak up, share what they see, and help us hold people accountable. No one is above the law. Professor Turley, is it really ICE and DHS and CBP that need to be held accountable, or the criminal illegal aliens in this country who we've learned this week just of 3 terror plots that were being planned by people here in this country, in those cases legal immigrants to the country?
Well, this rhetoric is fueling the rise of attacks on ICE officers. We just had a person that tried to throw Molotov cocktails at an ICE building, and yet you have members like Representative Goldman saying he doesn't see any evidence of an increase in attacks against ICE. And so there's this, again, willful blindness on one side saying, really, these are a bunch of Gestapo and Nazis, and we don't see any really increased attacks. They're linked. The rhetoric is linked to these attacks. Now, look, if you want to create a troll site about ICE, that is your right. You can do that. But at the end of the day, the question is going to be responsibility for fueling a lot of the violence that has been committed against these ICE officers.
Yeah, the rhetoric is linked to the attacks. Greg Bavino told me when they call them Nazis and all of these horrible words, he hears them on the streets in mere hours from people on the ground towards his ICE officials. It's crazy. Professor Turley, thank you.
Thank you, Kaylee.
Great to see you.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.